Hey Taurus, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for March 12th, 2025. This is for Taurus. Last shuffle coming out for Taurus here. Okay, well, that whole group want to come out. We have Ascendant Masters with decrease, playing it safe and deserving. There's something about you not leaning on your own understanding in this. And by that, that would mean that you realize you don't know everything. You realize that you're learning things step by step like anyone else. That although you are a highly ranking spiritual being, highly ranked, I'm seeing that you have to kind of like allow spirit to take the lead. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Decrease here. Let's see. Playing it safe, yeah. It would say that you have to just lead with a lot of confidence. You're deserving of having a divine counterpart, a lot of you. Your friends may know someone. If you are not dating, your friends know someone. Right? You may have to walk away from ways, like if you're looking to date, you need to walk away from the ways that you usually find dates, okay? Because if I see the Hierophant, then I'm like, oh, you keep going to like places like church or something, or like you go to court and you meet someone, or you go to, a place, an establishment or something. You might be into people with a uniform or something, but I don't see that. I see more of a you seem to find or meet people, and while they're at the crossroads of their life, it may seem that way. With decrease and ascendant masters with death and four of cups, there's showing that you may be choosing your partners based off of boredom, or when you're ready to, like, based off of a fantasy in a sense, like they're presenting you fall for people who are presenting a certain side. Excuse me. The side that they show is almost fairy tale, like they're your perfect counterpart, they're the perfect person for you. But I find that there may be a red flag here, and you may always feel like you're being trapped by someone. I don't know if that's your case. That's what I'm seeing here. It looks like what's decreasing is that you may be realizing that you can't. It's not that you don't choose properly. That's not the issue. Excuse me. It's not that you don't choose the right person. You may be choosing them to fill a void that you feel within. Like at this moment, I'm not, I'm kind of meh with life. Maybe this person will spice up my life. Maybe being in a relationship will spice things up for me. Maybe that's what I'm missing, a partner. And Spirit is showing that you need to ask your friends more. Your friends know someone for you. Okay. And I'm also seeing some of you still caught in the I'm hearing Madonna, this used to be my playground, okay? Which usually would mean that we're caught up in the ruins of what used to be. Like we're holding on to some level of a past. And you may have gone through the motions of whatever happened to you in the past, right? And how this would be, maybe at first you were blaming other people, now you're blaming yourself. Or and then you get to a point where there's no blame. This is what it used, this is what it was, and this is what it could have been, but it's not, and that kind of thing. And there seems to be that you have developed some principles based off of some of the things that you've gone through, and a lot of your principles have you disciplined, right? You have a checklist, you have guidelines, you have standards. But these standards, these guidelines, these principles have restricted you, maybe even closed up, like where you have a small window of what you would expect or accept in your life when it comes to people or love relationships. And so Spirit wants you to kind of be like, go with the flow with what they're bringing to you. I hope this makes sense. They want you to be in a space at this point of being grateful for what you do have in your life. being grateful for the people in your life, being grateful for the experiences of love that you had in your life, the all of your experiences, even down to like your jobs and your careers and what you've done. They're wanting you to be in a space right now at this point and saying, well, I'm here though, and I need to enjoy it. A lot of this would say, think back to your days when you were younger. Don't you wish that you would have enjoyed your time, or found a way to enjoy your time instead of having memories of sorrow? I can attest to this because I think I told y'all this before. I spent at least 3 years living in this area, right? And I was miserable the entire time. I'm a very happy go lucky person typically. I never saw myself being this depressed. But I did have a vision of it before. And I was like, that can't happen. I'm just gonna do whatever I can do to make sure I don't experience this level of sorrow. But I saw the couch that I would have. I didn't have any of this furniture before I moved to this place, and I saw it. I saw me and everyone else being really, really sad, and I was like, whatever. This is before I really, really took everything I do seriously. I didn't take it seriously at all. I had this crazy vision, man. And then I moved to a place, and of course I didn't have the furniture at first, but maybe like 6 months in, I get the couch, the brown leather couch. I get my blinds were like bamboo blinds. Everything was the same, and boy was I miserable, right? So we fast forward year. I think maybe a decade goes by, and my brother is getting married, and they moved to Georgia. They pick a place, didn't really ask me for it. Like they, usually would ask me about things because they didn't know where everything was. They didn't even ask. They just picked a place. How about the place that they pick was in the same town, right? And I was just like, why did you pick that place? It's 2 hours away. Oh, I don't know. It just looked great. And, it was on a lake. I'm like, there's no lake out there. How about drive out there? The lake is not even 2 miles away from my old house. I drove by my old house just to be like, oh, well. And I remembered all the depression going over the speed bumps to get to it. I was like, good gosh, I can't believe I used to live here. Get to the lake around the corner. It wasn't even a mile. I have to say, I don't even think it was a mile. I was like, you mean to tell me that I was miserable this whole time and there was a lake around the corner? They had like those paddle boats and stuff. They had the paddle boats where you kind of like, you have to, I don't know what you call those things, where you have to use your feet to paddle, and you know what I mean? They had all this cool stuff, fishing around the corner, wildlife. Just, I love the woods. The woods is my happy place. Didn't know it was around the corner because I was so miserable in my little place. Man, I tell you right now, every day, every day I wake up, I make this day the best day, because there's no way in the world I'm going to waste another couple of years of my life being depressed like I was. Ain't no way. No one's worth it. I kid you not, because I had wasted my good early years. I was in my 20s. I wasted my years being depressed over people, over stuff. Like, no, never again. And Spirit's trying to tell you the same thing. I want to impress upon you, your life is too precious and too short. I'm just gonna say that because someone here is experiencing it, because I'm seeing them wanting you to say that you want to release, with the Eight of Cups, release all fear, guilt, and anger, and that you're safe and at peace with the process of life here. You need to say it to yourself constantly, because they're showing an illness, and it's not like an illness, like it's an emotional and mental illness, even spiritual illness. And they're saying that Spirit has a plan for you. You need to listen to your intuition and start being grateful for your moment now, where you are. Start with this today. This is a practice to prepare you for what's to come. I'm seeing angel number 0909, and that usually is a number of like new beginnings. It breaks down to a singular 9, right? And they're talking about something coming in with the Ace of Swords that's a game changer and completing something major, right? And that you're leveling up and you're closing an old chapter. And so I'm just throwing that out there, because if I could help anybody not ever go through what I went through, trust me, if I could take it from you right now, I would, because there's no way in the world anybody should waste their life like that. I wasted some good years. I'm not even mad at the people, man. I'm not even mad at anybody that did me wrong. I'm looking at myself like, you should have got up and you should have went out, ventured out of your little four walls and said, let them, let them do what they do. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. But you know what you can do. Go paddle on the lake, enjoy yourself. Go pick some what do you call it, muscadines off the vine. What were you doing with your life, dude? Oh my gosh, I still get upset about that because I'm like, what a thief depression is, or the meh feeling. Hidden motivations is the moon and page of wands. So this is an intention, right? Of one not being confident in what's to come. One saying, I know I need to stand and I need to kind of like rise to the challenge, but I don't know what the challenge is and I don't know what's on the other side of the door. Is there another challenge, a bigger dragon to slay? I don't know. So hidden motivations typically means I'm motivated to take initiative, but what initiative and for what reason and where are we going? I don't know. So I feel as though, especially for those of you who are looking for a divine counterpart, like someone who is really your other half, someone who is just as like they follow or have the same standards as you, your friends know someone, and your intuition is going to guide you to say, I'm just going to take my time. I don't know what's going to unfold. Instead of needing to know right now, what are your plans and what are your intentions with me, and what do you want in the next 5 years? Spirits like kind of go with the flow. Okay. Something amazing is going to grow out of the whole situation, especially if you incorporate the color cyan in your space. That color builds confidence. It vibrates on that frequency of confidence building. So they're asking you to incorporate that into your space. You may need to center yourself with a light by lighting a candle and focusing on the flame. Like meditating to some degree. But you want to put your name in, like scratch your name into the candle, okay, and then scratch your hope into the candle, okay. So you would put your name, then put your hope, right? And then you would light this candle, focus on the flame, and you would say something like, this candle burns for me. Here burns my hope for whatever it is that you are hoping for. And here burns the flame of insight. May I see clearly in this new light, kind of vibe. And something to that magnitude. You don't have to say that, but say something, to that magnitude. And then just sit with your eyes closed for like a few minutes, picture yourself realizing your most heartfelt hopes, the truest desires. Imagine yourself getting what you put in that candle. Peace here with the Six of Cups and the Towers, making your peace with the past and realizing that things had to change, and it had to change drastically. It had to be the way it was, right? It had to, because it would have it needed to break up the monotony that you would have eventually been led towards. You would have eventually been in a mess situation, even worse than you are now. Even if, like, say this was a person and you lost your person, you would have eventually been in the space that you are now, except you'd be with them, lonely, but taken. Or this person would have been ignoring you. You would have missed what you thought you had. Spirit was trying to get you out of that. And it would have taken you off of your path. I'm seeing a new adventure. If you're looking, like I said, for a romantic interest, it would be really important. Listen to your friends a little. I mean, your friends might be like, I have the perfect person. Take it one step at a time with that. But if not, if this is not what that is, right? Say, I'm not looking for anyone. I'm not looking for any XYZ. Look out for a new opportunity that your friends have. Like, they may be like, I know this new job or this new person that does the XYZ and they're looking for somebody. Take them up on the offer. Okay. Look into your part of fortune in your chart. That may be very helpful. And Saturn placements would be very helpful. So Saturn placements are interesting because it does speak to your wisdom and your discipline, but it also speaks to limitations and restrictions. And you may want to look into that, just become more familiar with it. You could be dealing with a Scorpio really strongly, Cancer. We also have Pisces, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So you could be an Aries, Taurus cusp, dealing with a Scorpio, Sagittarius cusp, or Cancer, Leo cusp, or Pisces, Aries. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.